First, we want to get to this. The parents of Sherin Mathews both took the stand in a courtroom today. This is about the adopted toddler whose death has touched so many people in North Texas. Today, a judge heard arguments on the future of the Mathews' biological daughter. News 8's David Goins was there. He's been following this case, really every single development, every step of the way here. He joins us now live with more on today's proceedings. David?
Yeah, Jason, Alicia, bottom line, a lot has been talked about in this hearing. That biological child is staying with relatives of Sini Mathews in the Houston area. Today's hearing is called what's called an aggravated circumstances hearing to essentially be able to terminate the parental rights for Wesley Mathews. Sini Mathews, while they're both still in jail, has indicated she would like to see her child at some point. But today was a chance for the state to talk to them and ask questions about not only Sherin Mathews' health, but everything surrounding Sherin Mathews' death. And on repeated instances, as we see him in the courtroom here this afternoon for the first time, on repeated questions, anything related to the Sherin Mathews investigation, Sini Mathews and her husband Wesley Mathews invoke their right against self-incrimination, pleading the fifth repeatedly over and over to a series of questions from the state about what happened the night that Sherin Mathews, at least according to Wesley Mathews, died in the kitchen of their Richardson home. One of the questions that we heard from the state was what exactly was Sini Mathews doing while Wesley Mathews, the father, was with her in that garage that morning. The questions to Wesley Mathews lasted a little bit over an hour. One of the questions to Wesley Mathews was pretty point blank: did you kill Sherin Mathews? He again invoked his Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. What's happened in the last 30 minutes perhaps has been as illuminating as anything. A pediatrician from Children's Medical Center said that she saw Sherin Mathews in February of 17 and noticed fractures on the girl. An elbow fracture that Sini Mathews said that she had obtained by falling off a couch because the older daughter had pushed her off the couch earlier in the year. But when they did something called a skeletal survey, they looked at all the bones of Sherin Mathews' body when she was 2.5 years old and still alive, and noticed there were multiple fractures in her body that had different stages of healing. It led the doctor to conclude that after looking at these different injuries, that these injuries she had obtained happened in the U.S. and not in India, which is what Sini Mathews, her mom, had inferred to the doctor, according to the testimony we're hearing at this hour. And just about 10 minutes ago, I want to let y'all know that when the doctor told Sini Mathews that she was going to call CPS based off the injuries that she saw on Sherin Mathews, this is in February of 17, 8 months before she disappeared, Sini Mathews didn't really ask a lot of questions, which really kind of struck them as odd because she's a nurse. And that later on, Sini Mathews said that calling CPS was something that she did not approve of because the family had weekend plans and that would, quote, ruin their weekend plans. This testimony is still continuing, so we'll check in and let you know more coming up on News 8 at 5.